In this lecture, we can see the remaining problems related to elementary transformations. Next question is, find the rank of the matrix. And the given matrix A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 3, 6, 9, 12. We can use the row reduced echelon form to find the rank of the matrix. Here the first element of the first row is already given as 1. Therefore, we can write the first row as it is. Now, next step is to make all the elements below this one to zeros. For that, we can use the row transformations. R2 gives R2 minus 2 R1. And the second row becomes zeros. And next row transformation is R3 gives R3 minus 3 R1. And the third row also becomes zeros. So we get our reduced matrix in a single step. And since the reduced matrix contains only one non-zero row, therefore the rank of the matrix is 1. Here, by looking at the question itself, we can see that here the second and third rows are just factors of the elements of the first row. If we multiply our elements of the first row by 2, we get the second row. And if we multiply our first elements of the first row by 3, we will get the third row. So by looking at the question, a given matrix, we can easily identify the row transformations. Next question is, reduce this matrix using row reduced echelon form. Here the first element of the first row is already 1. Therefore we can write the first row as it is. Next step is to make all the elements below this one to zeros. So use the row transformations. R2 gives R2 minus 2 R1, and the second row gets updated as 0, minus 2, minus 3, minus 6. Next, use the row transformation. R3 gives R3 minus 3 R1, and the third row gets updated to 0, minus 8, minus 10, minus 80. Now we have to make the second element of the second row to 1. Therefore use the row transformation. R2 gives minus 1 by 2 R2. Let us divide the elements of the second row by minus 2. And we get the second row as 0, 1, 3 by 2, 3. Use the row transformation. R3 gives R3 plus 8 R2. And the third row becomes 0, 0, 2, 6. Now we have to make the third element of the third row to 1. So use the row transformation. R3 gives 1 by 2 R3. And the third row becomes 0, 0, 1, 3. And this is the reduced matrix. Since the reduced matrix has 3 non-zero rows, therefore rank of the matrix is 3. Next, we can see column reduced echelon form. It's nothing but we can use the column transformations or column wise operations to reduce the given matrix instead of row reductions. The question is reduce the matrix using column reduced echelon form. And the given matrix is 3, 1, 7, 1, 2, 4, 4 minus 1, 7, 2, 1, 5. Here there is a slight change. In column reduced echelon form, our aim is to make the first element of the first row 1 and all the elements after this one along the row, all the elements in this row after this one should be zeros. And the second element of the second row should be 1 and all the element after this 1 in that second row should be zeros. Therefore, we can make the first element of the first row 2, 1. For that, use the row transformation. C1 use C2. If you look, we can see that the second element of the second column, second element of the, sorry, if you look, we can see that the first element of the second column is 1. Therefore, we can interchange the first and second columns so that we get the first element of the first row as 1. Therefore, interchange C1 and C2. That is first column and second column. Then we get the first element of the first row as 1. Next, we have to make all the elements after this one in this row as zeros. Therefore, we have to make this two elements as zeros. For that, use the column operations. C2 gives C2 minus 3C1. Therefore, the second column becomes 0 minus 5, 7 minus 1. Next column operation is C3 gives C3 minus 7C1. And the third column becomes 0 minus 10, 14 minus 2. Our next aim is to make the second element of the second row 1. For that, use the column operation. C2 gives minus 1 by 5 C2. That is multiply the elements of the second column with minus 1 by 5. So that we get the second element of the second column as 1. The second column becomes 0, 1, minus 7 by 5, 1 by 5. Now we have to make this element after this one to 0. Therefore use the column transformations. C3 gives C3 plus 10 C2. Therefore third column becomes zeros. This is the reduced matrix. Since we have only two non-zero columns, therefore the rank of the matrix is 2. If you are using column reduced echelon form, we have to find the number of non-zero columns in the reduced matrix. That will give the rank of the matrix. If you are using row reduced echelon form, we have to find the number of non-zero rows in the reduced matrix. We can do one more example. Next question is, reduce this matrix using column reduced echelon form. Here the first element of the first row is 1. Therefore, we can leave the first column as it is. Next step is to make all the elements after this 1 to zeros. So we have to make these 3 elements zeros. Use the column transformation. C2 gives C2 minus C1. So second column becomes 0, 2, minus 1, minus 2. Next use the column transformation. C3 gives C3 plus C1. Therefore third column becomes 0, minus 4, 2, 4. Use the column transformation. C4 gives C4 minus C1. Fourth column becomes 0, minus 2, 1, 2. Next we have to make the now if you look the fourth column, we can easily make this element 0 by using the column transformations. C4 gives C4 plus C2, so that we can eliminate this column. So on performing this column operation, the matrix will become the fourth column will be zeros. Next we have to make the second element of the second row 1. For that use the column transformation. C2 gives 1 by 2 C2. That is divide the second elements of the second column by 2, and the second column will become 0, 1, minus 1 by 2, minus 1. Next we have to make all the elements to the right of this one to zeros. That is this element, we have to make it into 0. So use the transformation. C3 gives C3 plus 4 C2. Then the third column will become zeros. This is a reduced matrix, and our reduced matrix contains two non-zero columns. Therefore, Rank of the matrix is 2. We will discuss the remaining problems in the next class. Thank you.